I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It would be no surprise if today's matchup turns into a grinded-out affair. The Chargers are top 10 in defensive yards allowed, and they're going up against the Raiders offense that will have a lot to deal with. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever going to see. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job. Execute it.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. The starting lineup for the Chargers of San Diego. Who are we discussing out of this unit, Charles?
A big guy out of Arkansas. Their tight end, a second-round pick, Hunter Henry. Many people had a first-round grade on him. Plays the best tight end coming out of the draft. Has the ability to get down the middle of the field, get into the seams, and knows how to find dead space against the defense and create plays.
They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Bruce Irvin is an emotional, passionate player who lives to rush the quarterback.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Shotgun now for Carr. And his first look is incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. And Mr. Cooper, Amari, a headliner in this offensive unit.
Brandon, it's rare that you get guys so polished coming out of college. But Amari Cooper has carried himself like a pro probably since he was 6 years old. He is a terrific talent.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Time quickly to look at the Chargers defense.
Jason Verrett may not have ideal size as a quarterback, but no one plays the ball better in the air than the guy I call Mighty Mouse.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. On fourth down, here's the Raider punter Marquette King to kick it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now San Diego getting set to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL. A good pickup there at 22. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make this a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They go play action here on first down. Incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And it's second down. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Let's go! Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on fourth down here.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little wrap yardage.
They've done a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Well, the field goal attempt is well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. To throw again. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on
trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can. Out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's taken on the 25. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Watch it now, Barney!
Turn up! Kill! Turn up!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out. He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down. Shift together here from the D-line. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
15 yards through the air and a first down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bruce Irvin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
So a second down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On second down, here's Carr. Going to throw right side here, complete. A good pickup there, a 22. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
All right, here we go.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 5 yards to go. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Here's Carr. And it is incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. And now San Diego getting set to go. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Watch it now, Barney. 50, check 50. Now let's go. Green, 39.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Love the run right there, and when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked him. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to San Diego after this timeout. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. Oh, you can't teach that. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Now, back in my old days, before college, I played a little bit of offense. I used to love to pitch the ball to my backs. How about that pitch right on that play?
Yeah, going right. People run to the right more than to the left, don't they, in real life and in video games?
That is true. A lot of offenses constructed to run to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Those big tackles, usually your power blockers.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked #1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Detroit! Detroit! Back 99 Philly! Here we go! Here we go now!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. Offense with a fumble, but they recover it, and it brings up 2nd down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Back to throw here. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Wide and yay.
They go play action here on 1st down. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down following the run.
Hey, we're going to rally. Check it out. Zebra. All right, here we go. Here we go. Wide and yay. Zebra. Here we go. Zebra. Baby, alert.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on third after the run. One receiver to the left is Cooper. From the gun now on third down, Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
6 yards to go here on second down. They'll come out in the pistol. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing his Carr on third down. And that is incomplete.
The days of knowing your assignment, dropping to it, and calling it a day, that's over with. Because now, when you drop into a zone, especially as a defensive back, you're seeing the play in front of you. So if a man wanders into your area, guess what? Now it goes from zone to man coverage in many cases. And on this particular play, able to see the play in front of him, react to it, and knock the ball away. Gotta like what you just saw there, if you like zone defense.
This is taken at the 3. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
All right, here we go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Back to throw again. And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down deep into San Diego territory. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. His throw caught at about the 5. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field, to become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Baby, alert.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They come up in an offset eye. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
but it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Throwing now is Carr. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. He's back to throw. And he finds Cook. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
He'll look to throw. And his pass incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And this one is right through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So now then, it's a big kick there to get this game back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal could still do you in.
Brandon, we're going to see right here. I would expect that after the kickoff, this offense is going to come out throwing. So those first few plays are going to be the key.
Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to throw now on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for San Diego. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Back to throw, Carr. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Carr fighting through. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now a first throw here in overtime. And a quick throw here that's complete. And the ball is knocked out, but a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. And as the referee is under the hood, and we're seeing this as well, he's watching the knee, isn't he?
Similar to a bang-bang play in baseball where you're listening to the sound of the ball hitting the glove at first base while watching the runner's foot hit the base. Which one came first? Did the knee hit the ground, or did the ball come loose?
Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now. On for a very important punt here in overtime.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
All right, here we go.
Carl try it again on 2nd down. Surveying the field, looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 4th down. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now San Diego getting set to go. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
His throw incomplete. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Fresh set of downs here.
All right, now look at this here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So this is certainly now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. Oh, that is a complete shank. It's no good. Off to the right, and we will play on here in overtime. So possible disaster there. It's an empty possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession than the first drive of overtime.
Yeah, and remember the situation now, Brandon. It's sudden death from here on out. You can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They go play action here on first down, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Carr now to throw, and he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third and long, it's Carr. He's got time. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation. Instead, tried to get it all back in one play.
Yeah, third and long, thought he needed the deep pass, couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
All right, now, look at 56.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They come up in an offset eye. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this 3rd down.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will be their 3rd and final in this overtime session. And as they talk it over, we take a break. We'll be right back. Oh, they get to the football, taking it right down Broadway. He's at the 30. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Well, as if overtime wasn't a twist enough to this plot, a blocked field goal return for a touchdown to put a capper on this crazy game.
Crazy indeed. And we had 4 quarters of really good football. But how about the bonus we got that turned into this? And all I keep thinking about is a team that was kicking the field goal. There was a breakdown somewhere that allowed the block to happen.
And then the scoop and to take it the rest of the way in the other direction. What an ending.
That's dramatic indeed, folks. And let's head to the airport, partner.
So for the Raiders, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.